Hello everyone, the Blue Pineapple Phoenix here. Today we have another live stream with Flame Emperor Sabo and Vulture Valley. They make great content, their links will be in the description. So today we are going to be discussing whether Blackbeard is strong as the other Yonko. I believe he is as strong as the other Yonko, but the opinions here do not quite align. I know Flame Emperor Sabo does not believe they are. He thinks they're all stronger than Blackbeard, which I disagree. And Vulture Valley, where do you stand on this?
Oh, I'm definitely on Blackbeard's side, saying that he's up there with the other Yonko. Not like he's not on the exact level, but he's definitely the closest out of everyone else.
Well, since Sabo is the outnumbered one, we're gonna give him the floor first. Sabo, why do you think Blackbeard is weaker than the other Yonko?
So, despite Blackbeard having, the darkest fruit and Whitebeard's fruit, like, you would consider him, the strongest, but I don't think he's that strong because well, I mean, obviously I do think he's strong, but I just don't think he's on the level of the other ones because like the other ones have even more experience than he does, and like I kind of see him as a parallel to Luffy. Like right now, obviously he's way more stronger than Luffy, but like I just feel like their rise in power is like kind of parallel, like when Luffy gets stronger, then Blackbeard's getting stronger, vice versa. Even though like at this moment Blackbeard is still stronger than Luffy, but like I just feel like since the way I have it in my head is like Luffy's gonna face Blackbeard like at Raftel or wherever to decide who's gonna be Pirate King. So I just feel like they're both growing at like a similar rate in terms of like gaining power.
Well, I disagree because in chapter, what was it, 903, I believe, Blackbeard read or 905, I think. Blackbeard read the news about Luffy being the quote-unquote fifth Yonko, and he said, "Z ha ha ha, Straw Hat, you're not ready."
Yeah, so, no, I get that, but I'm saying like I don't I think Blackbeard is way stronger than Luffy, but like in terms of them gaining power, I feel like it's on like kind of like parallel. But I do think like I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Oh no, I get what you're saying.
So like I get what you're saying, but it's like you back pace Blackbeard a little bit. I think the purpose of his character is not to mirror Luffy or to parallel Luffy. I think that's more Kid's job because Kid is on the level more where Luffy is than Blackbeard by leaps and bounds. And it's not just because of strength. It's not just because of strength or another devil fruit or even how many people on his. Blackbeard is doing what a pirate like would like. He's half true pirate and half tactician. Whereas Luffy's going around helping everybody, Blackbeard is only worried about himself and his crew. Where Luffy isn't looking to amass power, where Blackbeard is, and it's getting Blackbeard and more recognized in the world. He might not have the strongest bonds with his crew, so it's like Blackbeard for Luffy. It's just everything that Blackbeard does is a negative, and it'll have its to it for Blackbeard, but it same. But since the world is the way it is, it caters to Blackbeard, like the way he's backstabbing people and taking power whenever he can. The way the world works, he's gonna get more influence than Luffy first, and you need influence and territory to be a real Yonko. Luffy has territory, but he's not like in control of it like Blackbeard is. So that's the difference there. He just outpaced him because he does stuff smarter, and those two devil fruits put them on two completely different levels.
Well, for me, I actually don't even think that Blackbeard is even a little bit weaker than the other Yonko. The thing with Blackbeard is, for one thing,
I'm about to disagree with you on that one.
For one thing, people underrate base Blackbeard because base Blackbeard, when he just had that claw, he wounded Shanks, and I know Shanks was like 19, but look at Luffy, he's 19, and look how strong he is. So just because Shanks was 19 does not mean he wasn't strong. So for one thing, Blackbeard just regularly is stronger. And two, so people, the girl know me, the things that fruit can do, like if you're just a 5-year-old kid who just happened to eat it off the side of the road, you become like as strong as a vice admiral without even knowing how to use it. Because the girl no me can basically imitate any other devil fruit. What I mean by that is you can use the girl no me to wash your enemies over with a tsunami. You can, if you use it right, you can bring magma up to the surface. You can do so many things with it. And then, not just that, then he has the Yami no Mi, which can suck people in and take away the devil fruit powers. And just think of this. If Kaido's like immortality truly does come from his devil fruit powers, if Blackbeard just catches him with the darkness, and Kaido doesn't have his devil fruit powers that make him tougher for 0.2 seconds, but in that 0.2 seconds, Blackbeard slams with him with an earthquake, Kaido's gonna take a pretty big L, if you know what I mean. And then another thing is,
hold on. Before you go on, hold on. Don't go on yet. Yeah. I gotta hit that point because I'm gonna forget it. So with that, there's a barrier between, I would say, even vice admirals. I wouldn't go all as far back as the rear admirals, but when it comes to being a vice admiral and higher, you have to have hockey at a certain level, and then once you get up to admiral, you have to have, I wouldn't say have to have, but if you want to get to that position where Sengoku was, you have to have King's Haki, and you have to have it in spades. You have to almost have it mastered, because the admirals, along with the Shishibukai and the rest of the Marine forces, all of that is supposed to battle the 4 Yonko, or however it goes, because a lot of people see it as the 3 admirals are supposed to go against the Yonko. Like, no, it's the 3 admirals, the Shishibukai, and their standing force, like the regular forces. All that's supposed to go against the Yonko. In order for you to actually be able to do anything to any of the Yonko, you need King's Haki. And Blackbeard may have some good King's Haki. He may have more control over Luffy, but he doesn't have enough to get through the invincibility factor of Big Mom, probably Shanks, and definitely Kaido. So I think that's where Blackbeard lacks. That's why I want to put him, if the Yonko and Admirals are at like 100, Blackbeard's at a 90, because he did that gap where you have complete and total mastery over King's Haki and everything that brings, because once you unlock King's Haki and that higher form, your other observation and armament actually gets better too. So you could be the best armament Haki user or the best observation, but if you don't have King's Haki, you won't be able to that next level. And that's kind of where Blackbeard is. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so you agree with me then? That Blackbeard is not stronger than the other Yonko?
No, that wasn't the actual argument. The argument was, is Blackbeard as strong as the others Yonko? And I say he's not as strong, but he's definitely not stronger. He's not as strong, but I don't think he is the weakest now, because Whitebeard, I would put him on the bottom just because Blackbeard has his fruit plus more. The only thing that's separating Whitebeard and Blackbeard right now is the control of their King's Haki. Once Blackbeard gets to King Hakis, it'll be Blackbeard will be second to last, and it'll be Whitebeard.
Well, that was valid, except for when you said that if Blackbeard is definitely, the way I think of it is Yonkos are tier 100, Admirals are tier 90 to 95 or 97 or something like that.
Okay.
I think Blackbeard, if he was weaker than the other Yonkos, which I don't think he is, I think he'd be at least as strong as Marineford Akainu, who was like, he could put up a great fight against Whitebeard, but of course Whitebeard ended up beating him down to the ground. But still, he landed some pretty good hits in. And the other good, and of course there are 3 factors to being a Yonko, right? You need the strength, you need the territory, and you need the crew. The Blackbeard Pirates crew is very underrated.
His crew is underrated because they're more for stealth missions and infiltrations. And Blackbeard isn't as much of a powerhouse as the other ones, because having 2 good Devil Fruit doesn't cover the fact that if someone has better armor hockey than you, then you won't win. Like, period. Like, that's what hockey is for. It's almost the kryptonite for devil fruit. So if you got a good set of if you have all 3 hockeys and they're maxed out, like Whitebeard without his fruit would do some damage still. You know what I'm saying? He would almost be like Shanks. Like, picture Shanks just with Whitebeard strength almost, just using the sword. And then you put a fruit on top of that, and then another one on top of that, that's Blackbeard. But he doesn't have the King's hockey. So that's why I say YONKOU 100, Blackbeard has to be like 98, maybe even 90.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
So one of my reasons why I think, you know, he's not as strong as the other ones is because when I was comparing him to Luffy, what I'm basically trying to say is like Blackbeard's going to be a character who's going to be in the story for a little while longer, you know, like kind of end game.
Yeah.
But like you know how like
so is the Kainu.
Well, we're not talking about Kainu. We're talking about the YONKOU.
I know what I'm saying, but Blue said that the admirals were weaker than, you know, the YONKOU by however much. Like, and then Blackbeard. So you're saying Blackbeard stronger than the admirals? Like, is he above the admirals but below the rest of the YONKOU? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, because I think it takes more than one admiral to be able to. Well, I mean, Akainu is different though. Like, he's different. So
he's on a different level.
He's not different. He just has more drive. See, when the ranks were given out, we had 2 people to fight for. If we had 3, do y'all think Kizaru? I mean, would Kizaru beat Akainu, like, for the spot?
I don't think so.
No. Well, because
why not? Because. All right, go ahead.
Based on portrayal. Just based on portrayal and what we've seen Akainu do and what we've seen Kizaru do. And the thing with Kizaru is if Kizaru lives up to his full potential, he will be able to speed blitz the entire universe of One Piece in like 10 minutes. But
that's what I'm saying. So Kizaru's stronger than him.
Well, no, Oda has completely
and
utterly
nerfed. You think Kizaru is stronger than Akainu?
Yeah, because a lot of people give him credit. No, wait, hold on. Let me explain myself. People give Akainu a lot of credit for getting to the Fleet Admiral level, and y'all have to realize that's administrative. That has almost nothing to do with strength. They were both offered position.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Kizaru, Akainu, Kuzan. If Kizaru wouldn't went up for it, Kuzan wouldn't have stepped up and challenged Akainu. The only reason Kuzan wanted to was because he wanted to.
You're kind of breaking up. I don't know if it's just for me.
Can you hear me, Blue?
Yeah, I can hear.
So basically what I'm saying is Akainu just had more drive to win the thing. And then when it came down to hands, their fruit actually canceled out. So we can't even use that fight necessarily because it was such a good matchup. Like, their opposing fruits oppose so much that we can't just straight off say that Akainu was stronger just because he beat someone who, if you look at it, had an almost weakness to his fruit. So if you look at Kizaru, who's faster than both of them by leagues and bounds, if we gave Kizaru a bloodlust and Akainu, who already has a bloodlust from birth, Kizaru speed blitzes him and he wins. So it's not the fact that the position gives him power. It shows you how much determination and will and how much more of a conqueror than they are than the others. So you can't say strength. It's just position. Because Garp could have been a Fleet Admiral. So Garp would have been a Fleet Admiral. Is Akainu beating Garp for Fleet Admiral? Because what if Garp was a Fleet Admiral and and instead of stepping down like Sengoku, Garp was like fighting me for it, Akainu. You know what I'm saying? And he fought Roger. So it's like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
All right. So my whole thing about the rank, well, now I don't even know what my original point was when we started talking about Akainu now.
Yeah, we kind of. It was
I mean, you brought it up.
But what?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I do agree. Like, just because you have a certain rank doesn't mean you're strong, but there's also certain ranks in One Piece that you can also say like determines if a person is strong or not. And just like Blackbeard, I feel like Akainu is going to be one of those people who become like really strong at the end of the story, like Luffy, Blackbeard, Sabo, Akainu. Like I feel like all these people are going to be like really strong end of story for like the final battles that are going to happen.
So if you take Akainu in the story and Kuzan in the story, it's not that much different. Kuzan got out of the military. He might not raise one rank in the Blackbeard crew, but he's still admiral level. So it's not
I agree.
Rank. And I'm saying that
I understand that.
In the middle of that, you said that there's some ranks you just got to give it to, and that's not the truth because Kong is above Sengoku's position or Akainu's position now, and we never see him on top 5 lists, and we haven't seen Dragon.
We don't really know anything about him.
We haven't seen Dragon do anything, but he's on every top 5 list. We've seen him make a hole in the Great Terminal that people walk through, and we've seen him fly down on the ship and maybe cause a thunderstorm. But we're putting him in top 5 where Kaido can't be killed.
I didn't put him in my top 5, so
everyone else I talked to has. So it may not be you, but I'm saying so we can't say that. We haven't seen anything. Dragon has done anything.
Yeah, I agree. But there's also I don't know this guy, but there's also certain characters you can make a good assumption for. You know, if someone could give me a good reason why Kong should be top 5, if it's a good reason, I'll say okay. You know.
Well, okay, why? Okay, but I'm saying though, like, all right, so when you had the list before, so say a list 2-3 years ago, Sengoku would have been in the 10s, right? But he was a fleet admiral, and people put Akainu above him. So you can't all of a sudden, okay, now that Akainu's there, we're going to raise the rank of fleet admiral up all these great magnitude. Like, no. Years ago, Sengoku was around where Garp was, which was in the teens, or like not even top 5.
So I mean, I think about them differently because I would have definitely put Sengoku around like right under the Yonko level above Admiral. That's what I would have done for him.
Well, okay, well I'm gonna talk to Blue then because apparently you're super reasonable.
I hate to cut this stream short, but it is getting late, and I've taken too much of you guys' time. We could do a part 2 of this later on in our lives, but
part 2, man.
For now, we're gonna have to cut this conversation short. I apologize for that, but for all the viewers, thank you for watching. Subscribe to these 2 guys' channels. Link is in the description. They're very, very good. I will see you guys in the next video. But goodbye.
Good night.